Hi, welcome to the Nayer Yay Show. I'm your L7 movie guy, PR Marks. This is the recommendation show for all your streaming services and reviews. Let's get started. First up we have is a horror thriller called Speak No Evil, which if you don't know by now is a remake of a Danish film. But this is about a dream holiday that morphs into a weird, horrific ordeal for an American family, which is hosted by a strange new family that they met on vacation. Then their somewhat stress-free weekend at a British countryside estate spirals out of control and turns into a living nightmare.
I had such a terrible nightmare.
So I have to say right off the bat, this film does a great job building up these moments of tension and unsureness, because there are these moments that they do really well with the host characters that you don't really know what their intentions truly are. And that's because of the host characters being off-putting but charming at the same time, especially James McAvoy's character. He has his moments where he's just really calm and all of a sudden gets really aggressive out of nowhere and kind of explosive. He kind of makes you laugh at certain moments because of how explosive he is, but he also gives you the creeps so well in this film.
Like in a book?
Yeah, sure, books are great.
No, use the internet. Books are stupid.
I thought books were smart.
No, they're stupid.
But you're a librarian.
Yeah, so shh.
Now the horror aspect of this film is more traditional and it has more of like a home invasion feel to it. But those elements don't really start kicking off until the third act. But what I think the overall feel of the film that the horror aspect was really going for was to traditionally scare parents. And what I mean by that is that the parent characters are trying to get out of certain situations, or they're getting themselves into certain situations because all they're trying to do is just avoid a fight or an argument, or they're just trying to save their daughter's stuffed animal. Man, and all you have to say as an audience member watching this film is like, fuck the goddamn stuffed animal. We're leaving.
Mr. Tibbs.
Oh, is that it? Is that Mr. Tibbs? Is that what they call you? They call you Mr. Tibbs? What do they call you now?
Whatever. I don't care.
Oh.
As a whole, I found this to be pretty good. It was entertaining, and it was a lot shorter for its runtime than I thought. I think the ending is definitely the best part about this film, and finally it went there, which I was hoping it would go there. So I'm going to have to give this one a yay. Definitely a yay. But for our audience thumb scale, I'm going to have to give this one a 3 out of 5. Second up we have is a crime drama starring Jude Law called The Order. This film was inspired by true events as well as a book. This follows a veteran FBI agent that investigates a series of robberies and bombings in the 1980s, but then uncovers a domestic white supremacist terrorist group that wants to overthrow the federal government. Which from this, as you guessed it, comes with deadly consequences.
Man, that sucks.
So the cinematography and the lighting for this film was actually really well done. It definitely has that look that you want in a crime movie. It has that grittiness to it, which this will satisfy many that are fans of the movie The Town or Heat, but also adds beautiful shots in the film with landscape shots and nature shots as well. The violence in this film wasn't really out of control. It definitely has its gruesome moments, but nothing too outrageous. It just was going for more of a realistic approach, whether it be shootouts or a good chase run scene, which keeps your eyes pretty much glued to the screen for the majority of the movie.
Hey, what the hell?
Put the money in the bag.
Now the film is actually really well paced, and you don't feel bored or unfulfilled when watching. They also kind of focus a little bit also on the main bad guy's life. They do it in a way to try to humanize our villain, and even though that our villain and his group are totally fucked in the head and we don't care for them as an audience, we think they're just terrible people and we know they're terrible people, they try to still do this in the film where they try to, explain his upbringing, from his father or the people that he associates with, or even just the environment that he grew up in.
Those dudes are bad dudes.
Overall, this was really well written for a crime drama. It just has the right amount of stuff in it that you want in a crime movie, like some crime action or just great performances from our actors. The only thing is, from this film, the ending was a little lacking. I felt like it was trying to be more metaphoric with the ending. Either way, though, it didn't take me out of the movie, so I'm going to have to give this one a yay. Definitely a yay. And for the audience thumb scale, I'm going to have to give it a 3 out of 5. Last up we have is a comedy satire starring Steve Carell called Mountainhead. This is about 4 tech billionaires that are somewhat friends that reunite and go to a cabin retreat in the woods. And during this time, there's international turmoil that they created with their tech AI. And even them doing this by accident, they have devised a plot to take over the world to create their own image of what they think the world should be. But from this, their friendship takes a dark turn for the worst, from personal struggles to social awareness, and it's all because of uncertain times.
You know, times are changing.
Now, the cinematography, the editing, and the production as a whole is pretty okay, I guess, at best. It's more of like leaving something to the imagination without showing you anything, but talking about it, but also comes across as not leaving much to the imagination, if that makes any sense. Because this film is more dialogue driven and acted driven than anything else. Which the writing element in this film was very well done. It had like a lot of business and tech jargon that you don't really know much about, but you are just intrigued by it. The only thing with the writing in this is the writing of our tech billionaire guys. They're just so unlikable. They just have no sense of human decency in this film.
I'm not a human being!
So when watching this film, I think the story was trying to give you an inside look on what tech giants' lives are really like. And that's because of the realistic approach that they took with this film and the actors they got to play these tech billionaires. I did find it funny though that in these one location type films that there's always like one guy out of the whole group that's kind of like the scapegoat or the loser. And that's because these guys are always in competition with each other and they're always trying to one up each other. But it's really funny though because like the way the loser is determined in this film is by how much money they make.
Man and some
$1.
Oh, get away from me, you bum!
So if you're a big fan of the show Successions, it's definitely made by the same writer and director. So if you like that show, definitely check out this movie. But on a personal level though, I felt like this wasn't an escape. You know, we watch movies to escape from our reality, and this was just kind of a little too close to reality and possible reality in the future. What could happen. I felt like it was a constant reminder that I'm not rich, I'm not tech savvy, and basically I can never control my life. So yeah, it was kind of a bummer for me, so I'm gonna have to give this one a nay, definitely a nay. And for the audience thumb scale, I'm gonna have to give it a 3 out of 5. Well, that's all the time we have. Please, as always, hit that like and subscribe button, and if you liked any of the movies we discussed, please leave a comment down below. Have a good weekend, and may the movies be with you. Lates.